Do you remember those viral clips from over a decade ago? A tiny kid crossing up defenders, hitting threes from half court, and playing with a swagger that screamed superstar. The kid was Julian Newman. At just 11 years old, he wasn't just good, he was a phenomenon. ESPN, Ball is Life, morning talk shows, NBA halftime shows. You name it, he was there. People called him the future of basketball, the blueprint for the modern flashy guard. But fast forward to today, where is he? Julian isn't in the NBA. He's not even close. In fact, his basketball journey has become one of the strangest, most disappointing stories in recent memory. So, what really happened? How did a kid once hailed as the next big thing just ... Fade away, let's rewind. Julian was practically born with a basketball in his hands. His father, Jaime, a passionate coach, had him running drills before most kids even learned their multiplication tables. We're talking hundreds of shots and floaters a day. By age 5, his handles were serious. By 9, he was a local legend in Florida. And then, at just 11 years old, the internet discovered him. In 2012, grainy clips of this tiny, 4'5" fifth grader dominating varsity players at Downey Christian School went viral. He was averaging 12 points and 11 assists against kids 5 or 6 years older. Then came a 91-point middle school game, mixtapes with millions of views, and features in Sports Illustrated and Good Morning America. Julian Newman wasn't just a player anymore, he was a brand. As he moved through high school, the numbers kept piling up. He scored over 6,000 career points, one of the highest totals in American high school history. He set school records for scoring, assists, and three-pointers. But here's the strange part. While his stats were off the charts, the top scouts and recruiters weren't buying it. Major colleges didn't call. By his senior year, Julian Newman, once a household name, wasn't even ranked on major recruiting sites. Why? Because if you looked past the flashy highlights, the flaws were glaring. Let us be real, Julian was listed somewhere between 5'5" and 5'7". That's incredibly short for a high school guard, let alone a pro, but it wasn't just his height. His game was perfectly crafted for a YouTube mixtape, not for high-level competition. He had incredible handles, but they rarely created real separation. He launched deep, contested threes, but his shooting efficiency was low. His flashy passes looked great on camera, but they often fell apart against disciplined, stronger defenses. And when Julian finally faced elite competition, the truth became painfully obvious. When he played against LaMelo Ball, he was clearly outmatched. When his team faced IMG Academy, they lost by 60 points. The highlights didn't matter anymore. At the highest level, he was being exposed. But maybe his biggest weakness wasn't on the court at all. Stories started to surface about his attitude. He reportedly argued with teammates, clashed with coaches, and even threw a chair during one game. It seemed like his ego was growing, but his game wasn't. And in the world of competitive basketball, being uncoachable is a career killer. Scouts want talent, but they demand maturity and a willingness to learn. After high school, the big-time Division I offers he talked about never materialized. Opportunities to play overseas fizzled out. He eventually landed at Bethesda University, a tiny, unranked program not even recognized by the NCAA. The results were brutal. In 4 games, he averaged just 3 points, shooting a dismal 12% from the field. His team suffered blowout losses by 60 and even 69 points. The viral Prodigy, who dreamed of the NBA, was now struggling at one of the lowest levels of college basketball. So, was Julian Newman ever really that good? As a kid, absolutely. He was a hard worker, incredibly entertaining, and light years ahead of his peers. But he peaked too soon, the game evolved, and he didn't evolve with it. Julian's story is a powerful cautionary tale. Early hype means nothing without continued growth. When viral highlights become more important than winning, and when attention is prioritized over development, the rise can be incredibly fast, but the fall is often even faster. Now, I want to hear from you. Did you believe Julian Newman would make it to the NBA? Or did you see this coming all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Love him or hate him, Julian Newman was a moment in basketball history the internet will never forget. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the world of sports.